going on, Jerome's? It wasn't pretty, it wasn't smooth, but enough about my skin. Actually, my skin's pretty good. Anyways, but the Vikings got it done on the road against the Tennessee Titans, 23-13. Vikings currently on a 3-game winning streak, 8-2. Who would have knew? Tied for the third best record in the National Football League, and in a season where everyone and their mom came in with lowered expectations, feels pretty good. And this team can clang and bang with anyone. They can also beat themselves. They can do a lot of things. This is a beautifully imperfect yet perfect team. And I love them a lot. Something I also love is our annual Thanksgiving food shelf fundraiser. I love doing this every single year. You guys are the best with your generosity. Every dollar donated to the show, the rest of the month of November will be sent to various Twin Cities food shelves, including our friends over at Every Meal. You can donate directly to them. A link is in the description. If you do that, shoot us an email, include you in the count. But Super Chats, Venmos, Cash Apps, everything's going to various Twin Cities food shelves. So thank you very much for doing that. Links to donate in the description as well. So Vikings do get a win here. We got winners and losers from the game that was co-winners, Andrew Van Ginkel as well as Patrick Jones. Patrick Jones. They combined for 4 sacks. Van Ginkel 2 sacks on 2-minute drill back-to-back, beating double teams both times. Fantastic. But 43, baby, was flying all over the place. 8 tackles, 7 solo, 3 tackles for loss, 8 sacks on the season, and it's just, he has been amazing. And he should be in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation. I know that he won't be because it's just going to go to whoever ends up with the most sacks or most interceptions, but Van Ginkel has been huge on this defense. You talk about Grenard, Cashman, Gilly. Van Ginkel. There's been a lot of great free agents additions to this defense. Patrick Jones second in a contract year, looking to get paid. Had 2 sacks, 5 quarterback hits as well, 7 sacks on the season, setting a career high. But he was getting after things. He was consistently getting in the face of Will Levis, and these two were major parts of the Vikings defense, looking good on Sunday. Also, Slinging Sam Darnold, a.k.a. America's quarterback, bounced back with a very nice game of his own, 20 for 32, 246, 2 touchdowns. Also ran one in on a sneak, 107 quarterback rating. And he was out there wheeling and dealing, man. Like, his mobility when things broke down was huge. Keeping plays alive, picking up some yardage with his feet. He didn't make the big mistake. He didn't force the ball to Jefferson. And, he was a Jalen Naylor drop away from this being a monster game. And also, he covered up a lot of stink along the offensive line. And there's some changes up front. I thought that Dalton Reiser had a very solid game in place of Ed Ingram at right guard. A bit of a surprise start. Tricking the media, tricking the Titans. That's what Kevin O'Connell did. But I think Darnold, this is one of his better games, and it finally looked like he was back in a groove. Also, winner number 4, Harrison Smith. So the pride of Knoxville, Tennessee, back in his home state. Predicted a big game. It was this close to a huge game. It was. So he had an interception to seal it at the end. Had a batted pass at the line of scrimmage. Had a near circus one-handed interception early on, which would have been sexy as hell. But Harrison had himself a nice ball game and got a lot of respect. Future Hall of Famer in my book. The 2 receivers, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison. Jefferson, he is a one of one, and he set the record for most yardage for a receiver through his first 5 seasons, which is more impressive since we're only just past halfway through 2024, as well as he missed about half of 2023. So those numbers are monstrous, right? And 6 catches for 81, like not eye-popping numbers, but considering all the attention the Titans were giving him, it's pretty huge, right? And also Jordan Addison stepping up nicely, 47-yard catch and run on a dagger route early on, 3 for 61 and a tutty. Would have been more, but was dealing with cramps towards the end of the game. Fortunately, couldn't get back in. He probably catches that ball that Jalen Speedy Naylor had later on. Yeah. Ivan Pace Jr. had himself a great game as well. 4 tackles, pressures all over the place, and he was just a terror. Like, he and Cashman were just fantastic in the middle of the defense, man. Jonathan Grenard, so didn't record any sacks, but read a read option by Levis like a book. A big time 3rd down stop, was getting pressures all over the place. Great against the run as well. 5 tackles, and Grenard, like, even when he's not putting up sacks, like, his presence is there. Like, also his closing speed is just bat bleep insane. Just tracking down Levis in the open field, doing that. Jonathan Grenard had a couple nice punt returns as well as the circus catch. Just great concentration, just like off of his face and making sure that his hand was under it before he went to the ground. Just really good. Ryan Wright, the right stuff. So not only punting, which he was great, 45.8 yard average, 2 inside the 20, 1 touchback down the 1 by Trent Sherfield. Oh, we skipped over Sherfield. It was Trent Sherfield. Yeah. And also, he was holding well for new long snapper Jake McQuaid and kicker John Parker Romo, even though JPR missed an extra point. Not that I'm bitter. Cashman outside, how about that? Had an easy third down sack. Pace and Cashman were dominating the A-gaps against the Titans. Have four tackles, clogged up the middle passing lanes as well. Flores, so fortunate they gave up a couple of big-time deep shots in the passing game, but overall consistent heat on Levis. Sacked him 5 times, confused him, and it was just a really good showing by the defense. Kevin O'Connell, so love the aggressive play calling. Love that he really kept Darnold within himself today. Didn't allow Darnold to be in spots where he could show off some bad habits. But overall, like, the running game, just stop running it straight into the teeth of the defensive line, man. That's it. Also, big time shout out to Vikings fans. So just by eyeball tests, I mean, that stadium was 75% purple, and also that skull chant towards the end of the game, loud. And one of the reasons why the Vikings have such a good traveling fan base is that it's a nationwide fan base. Lots of Vikings friends from all over the place find whatever game is going to be close to them. They make the sojourn. It's great. And also, Vikings fans, we love the great state of Minnesota, but we also love leaving it, especially when it's a warm weather game or warmer weather game when the season gets a little bit colder in November, December, January. So there's that. Losers. Aaron Jones fumbles. So I know that the first one was dinged against Darnold. That's baloney. That was all on Aaron Jones. Also turfed it again later on, but he fell on it. So I don't know. Like, Jones just didn't look correct. Like, I think that rib chest injury is still lingering. So, and also the interior running game was just not there. Part of it's the offensive line. Part of that is, I mean, the running backs just weren't getting traction. 2.56 yards per carry for the running backs. And also play calling was not great there. They're just running it straight ahead into Sweat and Simmons. That's not great. Darnold had a couple hospital balls to Addison. Well, the first one was unavoidable. It was just a great play by the Titans safety. Second one, was it a penalty? Probably not. Actually, no, it wasn't. But the Vikings got bailed out there. But I do worry that Addison was out later with cramps, but it really was, I don't know, a blunt force trauma. I don't know. JPR missed the point after. He'll be fine. Vikings secondary, and also Joshua Medalis, which, I don't know. The announcing team was not great. All right, but just dropping bombs. The 98-yarder was embarrassing. The 51-yarder where the Vikings got bailed out by illegal formation. Now, you can also talk about the officiating. I mean, if officiating was neutral, do the Vikings win this game? Don't know. But people get mad when calls go the Vikings' way. But it's on the Titans. They had, was it 3 or 4 illegal procedure penalties? Know the rules, right? Speedy Naylor dropped that touchdown. And also he dropped the very next ball. So, I don't know. Offensive line pass protection. Darnold was really running for his life today, and if he didn't have his mobility, I think that this would have been a Vikings loss pretty clearly. And then Ty Chandler late hit. Was it close on the sideline? Yes, but you got to ease off. I mean, I understand the frustration. You want to get a little bit of payback at that point in the game, but no, you can't have that. So, either way, the Vikings are indeed 8-2, and it's tough to win a game, and the Vikings have won 3 in a row. They have gone 3-0 against against November, or in November. They're 4-0 against the AFC South. We are AFC South champions. So if we can't win the North, we at least won that division. That's good. Now, gearing up for the crooked Chicago Bears, who you blew it against the Packers. Come on, man. Come on. Anyways, that's it. Winners and losers from Vikings 23, Titans 13. Let us know your thoughts, our thoughts, comment section. You know what to do. Skull production value.